Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd. Only a couple more days before the July 4th weekend, and I'm back breaking down a couple more games for Tuesday night slate. We're going to be looking at the Brewers going up against the Rockies as the first play, and then we have the Kansas City Royals going up against the Tampa Bay Rays as the best play of the day. I have two game picks with 4 player props, and as always, the 2 best player props will be towards the end of the video. If you guys would be so kind, though, before we get into the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel below. Just 2 clicks is all it takes. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's take a look at this graphic from Monday. A couple games, actually only one game finished. The Astros and the Blue Jays are finished up right now. The Mets and the Nats are still going right now. Mets have a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th. But right now, 1-1 on the best plays. Astros -0.5 on the first 5. We only needed one swing with Jeremy Pena. The only hit the Astros had in the first 5 innings, and they take it 1-0, so we get the win there. John Singleton over 1.5 bases. He did make contact with the ball twice in his 4 at-bats, but nothing to show for it. So we did take the loss there. Jose Altuve, he did not play in that game. He got ejected on Sunday night. That might have had something to do with it. And then George Springer, single in his first at-bat, nothing after that. And I feel like that's how it always goes. If you have over 1.5 bases and you get a single the first at-bat, you can forget about it. I feel like I lose 90% of those bets. So far, 1-2 day. Looking for an Austin Gomber under 2.5 runs and the Mets to win this one on the money line. Also, this Mets game should be on the best play of the day, and the Astros game should be on the graphic play of the day. I mixed that up. So hopefully the Mets finish it off, and hopefully Austin Gomber allows under 2.5 runs to the Brewers tonight. But let's take a look at the leaderboard really quick. 0-1 so far on the player props for the best play of the day. Again, we have the Mets going right now, so we could be 1-0 on the game picks, and then we need Austin Gomber to show out tonight going up against the Brewers to get a 2-1 night on the best bets. But let's take a look at the games for tomorrow on Tuesday. We're going to start with the Brewers going up against the Rockies, who have not played yet. We do have a pitching change tonight for the Brewers. It's not going to be Wilson on the mound, so I'm not entirely sure if the stars in this game are going to stay the same. If we don't get Dallas Keuchel on the mound and instead it's going to be Wilson, I'm going to have to void this play. But with the projected starters we have on the mound right now, it's going to be Dallas Keuchel for the Brewers going up against Ryan Feltner for the Rockies. And with these two on the mound, we've got to take the over. 11.5 runs as the play. We're going to start with Dallas Keuchel because he's coming over from the Mariners just a couple weeks ago, and the Brewers put him in the rotation immediately at the big league level. He got his first start on June 26th, and in that first game, he was horrible. He was only able to go 4 innings. He gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 home runs going up against the Rangers, who have been struggling over the last several games with all their injuries. With that being his only game this season in the MLB, that means his ERA is above 10 with an above 2 whip on the season, and Dallas Keuchel now has to go up against the Colorado Rockies, who aren't the best hitting team in the MLB, but they are towards the middle this season at hitting the ball. He's also going to have to do it in Colorado, one of the toughest places, if not the toughest place for pitchers to have great outings in. I expect more trouble in this game for Dallas Keuchel going up against the Rockies. And I also expect the Brewers to put up a lot of runs in this game because they're going up against Ryan Feltner. Ryan's coming off a pretty good game going up against the Astros, but on the season, he has a 5.82 ERA, a 1.45 whip. And look at the numbers for Ryan over the last couple games. He has given up 4+ runs in 5 of the last 7. And whenever he's at home, it's just been carnage over the last 4 games. He's given up 4+ runs in every single game, including a total of 23 runs over the last 4 home games for him. By now, if you guys have been watching the videos, you would know that the Brewers are also the 3rd best team in baseball this season at hitting against right-handed pitching. They typically struggle against lefties, but against righties this season, they're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. And Ryan Feltner, you guessed it, he's coming in as a right-handed pitcher, pitching in the toughest environment in baseball. I like a lot of runs to be scored in this one. I'm taking the over 11.5 as the play. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be playing both of them. We're going to start with Christian Yelich going up against Ryan Feltner. I should have stuck with my notes on Sunday, the last time I had Christian Yelich, because he did hit a home run in that game to go over 1.5 bases. Yelich on the season, though, he's now hitting .321 for the Brewers. That's the best on the team. And this is a guy who's hitting above 300 on both sides of the plate, but he does have better numbers against right-handed pitching, especially with his power, hitting .324 in the year with 13 extra base hits of a total of 18 extra base hits. I like Yelich in this game to get a couple base knocks off of Ryan Feltner. And for the other play, it's going to be Ezequiel Tovar to go over 1.5 bases against Dallas Keuchel. We do have another left against right matchup in Tovar this season. He's hitting .289 against left-handed pitching. Dallas Keuchel, I mentioned his first game on the season for the Brewers. He gave up 8 hits against the Rangers. 6 of those 8 hits came against right-handed hitting, including 3 extra base hits. I think we're going to see quite possibly another home run in this game as well for Tovar going up against left-handed pitching. He has a total of 12 home runs this season, 7 of them against the right side. He has 251 at-bats against them on the right side. On the left side, 5 home runs, only 90 official at-bats. So he does have a lot of power on both sides of the plate this year, but he does have more power on the left side according to the numbers and according to the stats. Only 90 official at-bats compared to 251. I like him in this game over 1.5 bases. So give me both these guys, Yelich and Tovar, over 1.5 bases as the 2 graphic plays. For the best play of the day, We are going to be looking at the Tampa Bay Rays going up against the Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals, my hometown team. I try not to break them down too much because I feel like I'm a little bit biased towards them. I think I've only broken them down a handful of times in the 2 years I've been doing this, but I didn't like a lot of the games today. And whenever I saw this game, I fell in love immediately because Zach Littell is going to be on the mound for the Rays, and the Royals should be able to put up a bunch of runs on him in this one. We are going to have one of our better pitchers on the mound for the Royals as well, in Brady Singer. And I do think he's going to be able to shut down the Rays, who have been very bad this season at hitting the ball. I'm going to take the Royals here, minus 121 on the money line as the play. I'm going to start with Brady Singer, who has been really good over the last 2 games after having a couple of rough patches. He has bounced back in a big way, going up against the Rangers and the Miami Marlins, giving up a total of 2 runs in those games, going 5+ innings in both of them as well. Before that, he had given up 6 runs to the Yankees and 3 runs to the Dodgers. Those are 2 of the best teams in baseball. And it was nice to see him back on the mound getting some quality starts. He's now coming in with a 3.12 ERA and a 1.18 whip, and he should be able to shut down the Rays because he's already done that this season on the road in Tampa Bay. In late May against the Rays, he was able to go 5 innings in that game. He only gave up 1 run. It was a home run, and that's really been the only problem this season for Brady Singer, been keeping the ball in the ballpark. He has given up 11 home runs, and if he would just limit the home runs, he would have a lot of quality starts. I think he's going to be just fine in this game, though, getting another favorable matchup going up against another bottom 10 hitting team this season. For Zach Littell, he's coming into this game giving up 2+ runs in 9 consecutive games. He has given up 3+ in 5 of the last 9 games as well. So there's no such thing as an easy start for Zach over the last several. He's given up a lot of hits over the last 9 games as well, and it's brought his ERA back up to over 4, sitting at 4.17. He's also bringing in a 1.36 whip, and he's now given up at least 1 home run in 8 consecutive games. He is struggling for the Rays, and he hasn't been going up against the best opponents either over the last several games. He did have a couple matchups going up against the O's and the Yankees in one of those games, but he has faced off against the Mariners, the Athletics, the Red Sox twice, and the Braves, who continue to struggle to hit the ball. If he's struggling against those teams, the Royals should have no problem putting up 3+ early on him. I'm taking the Royals in this game on the money line as the play. For the player props on the screen, we're just going to take Bobby Witt Jr. here over 1.5 bases. Keep it simple. Bobby, he's the best shortstop in baseball. Plain and simple. It's pretty close call with Gunnar Henderson, but they're neck and neck as the 2 best shortstops in baseball at such a young age. Bobby's now bringing in a batting average over 300, sitting at 312. He's collected at least 1 hit in 6 of the last 7 games. I mentioned the struggle for Zach over the last several games. He's given up a lot of hits in this span over 9 games, and he's now given up 6+ hits in 5 of the last 9 games and at least 5 hits in 7 of the last 9 games. He has been very hittable over the span of time, and there's nobody better on this Royals lineup than Bobby Witt Jr. at making contact. This is going to be a right against right matchup, and I'm just fine with that because Bobby, he's hitting over 300 against both sides of the plate this season, and Zach also struggles more against right-handed hitting, giving up a batting average of 300 this season. Bobby Witt, he also has 38 extra base hits of his 89 in total hits against the right side. He is a machine that just produces extra base hits every single game. I'm taking him here, over 1.5 bases as the play. Let's go over to the cards for today, the best plays of the day. For the first play today, the batting prop, Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases going up against the Reds. And I remember saying to this channel, you better get Aaron Judge now whenever he's like plus 350 or whatever it was to hit a home run and still have plus money on the total bases, because there's going to come a time whenever you have him at minus 125 on the bases and him to hit a home run for plus 150, the time has come. Aaron Judge is the hardest player to bet on because there is hardly any value whenever you take him. If you have Aaron Judge to hit a home run at plus 170 and he does it, that's great for you, but there's hardly any value in that because it's hard to hit a home run in the major leagues. If you have been doing that, you've been doing a great job. You've been getting away with it and you're making some money because Aaron Judge over the last several months has been on an absolute tear. I'm going to take him in this game over 1.5 bases. It'll probably be minus 125 to the play. I'm going to put a little extra cheddar on it, though. He's getting a right-handed matchup, something that he loves, going up against Graham Ashcraft, who has been struggling severely over the last 4 games. Ashcraft has given up 6+ hits in 4 consecutive games, including 15 over the last 2 games with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Rockies. Aaron Judge, on the other hand, he's a guy who absolutely crushes right-handed pitching this season. He's recorded at least 2 hits in 5 of the last 6 games, and he's recorded a total of 5 home runs over the last 10 games. The value, I'll agree with the haters, it's definitely not there. But whenever a guy is putting up numbers like this, I feel foolish not taking him. Give me Aaron Judge here over 1.5 bases. He'll probably hit another home run in this game as the play. I also like him to draw a walk in this one. If you want to play that, I'll probably not play because it's going to be like minus 140. But I see no reason why anybody should be pitching to this guy right now. So I think he will draw a walk in this game if you're interested in that. But I'm just going to play the 1.5 bases here as the first play. For the second play, we're going to move on to the pitching prop. It's going to be Grayson Rodriguez of the Orioles to go under 2.5 runs going up against the Mariners. I think there's going to be a low-scoring game here between the 2 guys on the mound, so I love to play even more here. And the numbers for Grayson Rodriguez this season, they've been pretty good, and he's gotten up against some really good opponents over the last 3 games. He's been able to keep 2 of them under 2 runs going up against the Phillies and the Guardians. Those are 2 really good teams this season. The one game that he didn't do that was against the Houston Astros. He found himself in a little bit of trouble. He gave up 7 runs in that game, in just 5 innings. This is going to feel like a walk in the park, though, compared to those teams, because the Seattle Mariners this season, they are dead last now in batting average. They took the Chicago White Sox over for the 30th overall team in the MLB this year at batting average. They're also 27th overall in runs scored per game, only scoring 3.86 per game. Grayson Rodriguez, over the last 5 games, he's been able to keep opponents to 2 runs or less in 4 of those 5 games, keeping his ERA down to 3.72. I'm going to trust him in this game to shut down the Seattle Mariners. They've been struggling all season long to put up runs. The pitching rotation is great for them, but they're dead last in batting average and 27th in runs scored per game. Give me Grayson Rodriguez here, under 2.5 runs as the play. All right, let's go over to the graphic. We are going to play the Brewers and the Rockies. That's going to be over 11.5 runs if Dallas Keuchel's on the mound. If Dallas Keuchel's not on the mound, we're going to avoid that play. We've got Ezequiel Tovar over 1.5 base against the Brewers, and then Christian Yelich over 1.5 bases against the Rockies. We've got the best play of the day, Rays and Royals. We're taking the Royals on the money line, trusting Brady Singer. We've got Grayson Rodriguez under 2.5 runs going up against the Seattle Mariners, who can't score any runs this season. And then Aaron Judge over 1.5 bases, probably put a little bit extra on it because it'll probably come out at minus 125, but I have to take him. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB Picks and Props for Tuesday, July 2nd slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.